Hey folks, it's Carrie Oberbrunner. Great to be with you today. Tonight is a very special night. In fact, I get to interview the most engaged member in the Igniting Souls tribe. And this is no small feat because we have over 2,500 people that are on fire. And first of all, you have to get our attention. You have to be the most engaged individual. And second of all, out of the 3/4 that exist, you have to, after the 3 months, you have to be the one who shines the brightest. And so I'm going to invite you to join me in welcoming the most engaged member for the last quarter, all the way from Australia. Hey, Karen, how you doing?
Hi, Carrie. I'm good, thank you.
Hey, what an honor. I know that's not a small feat here, but first of all, why do you choose to be engaged in the tribe?
I love Igniting Souls Tribe. It's just full of people that are so positive and so they're world changers, literally. And it's not hard to be engaged there, which is why this came as such a surprise because I just love being in the tribe and encouraging everyone else, and they encourage me. It's just a great tribe. You've done well, very
That is
well.
so cool. That is so cool. You know, I was thinking and praying today. My wife doesn't know this is coming, but I've been thinking about Australia. She knows that. And I thought, you know what? We just need to do it in 2021.
You
I'm
do.
I'm going to ask her if she wants. You know, I'm just going to do it. So who knows? You never know. I might even be. Our family might be there in Australia. You
That would be really awesome. It
You
would.
never. Well, what's interesting, you know, this is coming. I just got asked to speak in Australia. Now it's a virtual thing, but I'm going to be
Yeah,
speaking to chiropractors. Why do you think Australia is blowing up? Why do you think there's so much goodness coming from that area? I know you're starting an unhackable book club, but why is
mhm.
Australia showing up?
Well, I think the same as everywhere in the world, things are hard for people, especially this year. But I mean, even before that, as you know, my book is about Stop the Downward Spiral, it's called, about depression. And depression has become an epidemic everywhere, and this year it's become much worse. So I think people are really looking for hope. They're looking for something to be a more positive impact on their life. And this unhackable message in particular, I mean, it completely changed my life this year. And I am so just so positive about the message. I'm talking about it all the time. It's funny, even in our household, it's like, I might be doing something. They'll say, "You've been hacked." It's just
Yes.
say it all the time. But literally, it's the people I'm speaking to. I'm doing the book club next month in December, and then after that, I've been talking to people who are interested in the unhackable message as well. But now they're looking at becoming coaches rather than going through it themselves. They love it so much. And I don't think Australia is any different to anywhere else. I think we all need this message. We all
Yeah.
need the message for sure.
Well, you know what's interesting? Couple things. One is that I've shown you that report about lost focus in
Yeah.
Dropbox, which is a great app that a lot of us use, storage device. But they did a report that says that the average American worker loses $34,000 a year by getting hacked. I mean, they didn't use the words by
Yeah.
getting hacked, but they said by lost focus. And
And,
that equates to 28% of their working hours. So this is legit. This is serious. And today, Unhackable is the #1 Kindle book in business consulting. So I know we want to share your website, but I think you would be amazing to work in many corporations as a consultant with the Unhackable message, both in the US, UK, Australia. So what is your website?
KarenGibbs.com.au. I've got the AU because I'm in Australia.
Yes.
But, you know, basically at the moment, I'm head down finishing my book. That's my first priority, and the unhackable message, of course, which actually combines very well with my book. This is one of the things I actually found the last piece of the puzzle that I've been looking for in the unhackable message to be able to fully complete my book and feel really happy with the result. There's always just been that one little thing missing, you know, and now Unhackable has provided that. So fantastic. I really, really am happy about it.
I love it. We have your website right here, karengibbs.com.au. We have the fact that your Yavina's great. She grabbed this from your website. Stop the downward spiral from
That's the name
anxiety.
of my book.
Yeah. Now, I don't know the subtitles to most of my books, but do you know the subtitle for your book, or are you still working on it? Or
Well, actually, I just recently changed the subtitle. The subtitle is from depression, anxiety, and addiction.
Mm,
So the book has come about as a labor of love, really. It was my son's dream to help people who are suffering depression. Well, his message was twofold. You know, to be a support and a belief for the people who are suffering, but also to get the message across, don't mask the symptoms of depression and anxiety with drugs or alcohol, because quite literally, that's the beginning of the downward spiral. And that usually starts from isolation and withdrawal. That's many people that have a loved one suffering will know that they, you know, their loved ones do tend to withdraw from them. And once they've done that, they're really going down a path of destruction. And this is where we need to step in and help. You know, there's so much out there that's, you know, and I've been guilty of it too. I'm not, you know, just pointing the finger at other people. I've been guilty of this till research. And that's, we say to them, pull yourself together.
yes.
This is a choice. You can do this. What are you doing? You know, and it really, really isn't a choice. They are suffering. They don't want to be in this position, and they need someone who believes in them, someone who loves them, shows them support, and they need that help to get over that first initial hump of the depression. You know, as you know, in the unhackable message, the power of positive thinking and how our brain works with our RAS filter. Well, this was the breakthrough I had, the final breakthrough in that reasoning. When they're in that very depressed state of mind, that's it. That's the name. It is depressed. They are very down. So they are looking everywhere and seeing negativity everywhere. That's what they see.
Yes.
So and they can't help that. In that moment, they can't help that. And this is where we need to step in to really help them get over that by our belief and continual support and keeping the connection. We need to keep them close to us. You push them out there with that negative mindset and they'll just go further downhill, which is the downward spiral. So this is my whole message in the book, which was Matthew's message. And I've done a lot of research. You'd know the Rat Park experiments. I've been in touch with the professor who created that experiment, and he's given me a lot of paperwork which I'm actually going through. And he's he's retired now and he's in his 80s now. And he's answering my questions, and I really feel that his message should have changed the world. But because of our preconceived ideas at the time, it was just let go, and he couldn't get the funding and it had to be shut down, but that doesn't make it right. So I bring all this up in the book too, because it's a very good point. Yeah.
Yes. And I see Rochelle.
I see Rochelle. Thank you, Rochelle. That's beautiful.
Yes. She's remembering Matt and
Yeah.
Yavina mentioned that overdose is up 30%. It's
Yes.
so your book is such a timely book, and we
It
know
is.
that this has been forged from a deep pain, but
Yes.
you're not letting Matt's loss go unresolved. You're actually redeeming it
Yes.
to help other people.
And that was Matthew's whole, that was what Matthew was about, helping people. And in one of the letters he wrote, he was actually in the process of trying to raise funds to be able to put a program in place to help 5 other people along with himself, because of course he still suffered. But then when he passed away suddenly before that came to fruition. So for me, um, it's like I've made it my mission to fulfill his dream, because he said in that letter, if even one person is saved, my suffering won't have been in vain. And
Wow.
so I am there to make sure that my boy did not suffer in vain. His message is to help as the many people out there that desperately need the help. And that's why we're here.
That's amazing. And I know a few weeks ago you posted on Facebook some memories of him,
Yeah,
and that was powerful because we all reached out to you.
you did.
Yes, and yet I know that now as a father, as a parent, I can't imagine
No.
seeing your child go through pain. You want to help them, you want to rescue them.
Yeah.
Now you can hand them a book by someone else who's gone through this struggle. What's your ultimate dream for the book?
Well, writing the book is the easy part, even though it has taken me 5 years. But Matthew passed away 5 years ago, but grief has continually pulled me backwards. And it's interesting to note that grief has the exact same symptoms as depression, but doctors won't diagnose it as depression or give you anything for it because they say you have good reason for feeling this way. But what I say is that people who are suffering depression, they have good reason too, because depression always starts from a loss, some sort of a loss in their life, something that was important to them. And it's not for us to judge what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So the writing of the book is the easy part. It's the marketing and getting it out and getting it into the hands of the people who it can benefit. And so really, because Matthew really wanted that message out there to help people, that's going to be my main objective once I've finished writing. It goes to the editor next month, so hopefully early next year I'll have to start getting that word out there.
Well, you're having a real effect even right now, and I see Yavina's tagging some people. So folks, this book is so powerful. It could help someone from going down the downward spiral. Who is it? Is it for the caregiver? Is it for the one suffering from depression? Both?
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, basically, I am writing toward the caregivers, people who have a loved one, whether it be family or friend, suffering depression, and they don't know what to do. They're probably caught up in that same thought that we all were, like it's their choice. They're such a negative person, pull themselves together, and they come away from them. But not only that, the person who is suffering feels that wave of disapproval coming toward them, and it actually impacts them very deeply, and it becomes a self-stigma. They start blaming themselves. They feel like they've let people down, they've disappointed people who they love, because remember, they're suffering too and they love their family and friends. But if they feel themselves pushed out, they will retreat. So my message is aimed really at all of us who care for someone, but the tools are in place in the book there for both. For if people are suffering depression, the tools are there, what they can do, and the tools are there for the carers to change everything around, because if they go down that slope, that downward spiral into isolation and then addiction, it ruins entire families. It's not just the person suffering,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's having such an impact on our world. It's like you were saying, Lavina wrote before, you know, the massive increase is just incredible. And, you know, we just have to really band together and support them and keep them near to us, keep them near, don't push them away. This is the main message. And it's not easy. I'm not saying that that's an easy thing to do.
Yes.
You know, when someone's suffering in that way and they're negative, they are negative in their mindset, because that's what depression means. It's hard to be around that all the time.
Oh yeah.
But when you continually show them belief, show them love, show them support, they gradually they get over that first hump, and they start to really can see things in a bit more of a positive way. And then that's when it can kick in and they can help themselves. And then further down the track, they can also be aware of the triggers. So if they feel themselves slip into that place, they can bring themselves back again.
Mm-hmm.
If they've still got that constant support. If there's no support, I mean, common sense will tell you what is going to happen. They're out there on their own in a low state of mind, feeling worthless. It's obvious what's going to happen, and we don't want that for anyone that we love. We don't want that for anyone. Yeah.
No, your book is very close to my heart. I had an uncle who took his life through suffering with depression.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't hold that as a secret. My entire life have dealt with that. In the last 10 years, I've been managing it very well.
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, we see someone with a physical handicap, a physical challenge.
Yeah.
And we can spot it.
Yep.
Identify it. But when you have a mental struggle, you often go unnoticed. And there is a stigma. It's becoming
definitely.
Yeah, it's becoming more talked about, which is fantastic. Certain athletes and celebrities talking about it. I wonder if we do this, because Laura's already said she's getting the book. Your fire ring coach, Daphne, is here for you. She cares about you.
Yep, a mother's love is life-giving and life-changing, Daphne. That's true.
Oh yes, but here's what I'm gonna do, because I love authors. I love this story. You're dear to my heart. I wonder if we can come up with tweak the subtitle.
Yep.
Can we do that?
Awesome. I did have another subtitle, but it was long, and I kind of felt like it could be perceived as a label, and Matthew hated labels, which is why I have just recently changed it, but that's open still. So
what was the subtitle, the long one that you had?
It was Stop the Downward Spiral, Everything the Depressed Person in Your Life Needs You to Know. So the reason I did that is because then it was aimed at the carers. The carers could say, oh, my son has depression, my husband has depression, whatever, what do I need to know? But it felt like it was those words, the depressed person. It just kept coming to me like, is that a label? Because Matthew hated labels, and he always said, it's not our job to judge. Matter of fact, this behind me, what's on that side, is my vision board. And on there, it's Matthew taught me to have compassion and to help people without judgment. He never judged anyone, and he was out there helping people in a practical manner all the time. And I just didn't want anything to come across in my title that might have sounded like a label. So
I'll tell you what, I love it. I love it. And I'll tell you how you can get around it. Okay.
A
So
note to the reader. Yep.
note to the reader. In other words,
Yep.
your secret name.
Hey, Carrie.
Yeah.
Carrie.
Look at that. Look at that.
I've just done a note to the reader.
Oh, look at that. Look at that is crazy. So I love that. I love that. So
yeah, no, that is good.
even before the
Yep.
introduction, we have a
Yep.
note to the reader. So here's what you can do. You can basically give an automatic tribute to Matthew
Yeah.
right away. And you can say this. You can say note to the reader. And you can say, dear reader, this is a hard book to write. It's even a harder book to read. You have someone in your life that struggles. The worst thing in the world is to label them.
Yeah.
In fact, Matthew, my son, wouldn't want me to label anyone. I struggled writing the subtitle.
Yeah.
And then you just let him in. You let him into the journey, and you say,
yeah.
But I know that unless we address you, the caregiver, they'll go without getting help.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
you can explain the whole thing, but say that again. Everything
the depressed person in your life needs you to know.
That's it. I mean,
I actually, I thought that was a good title, but it was very long, and I just wasn't sure about if it did sound like it. I'm not labeling. I would not label depressed people that are suffering with depression. I would not label them. But it's like it's an overall thing. For example, we might say Joe is suffering with cancer. But we don't say Joe is suffering with a mental issue. We say he's mental or he's mentally ill. Like we label the person. We don't say he is cancerous. We don't say that.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's
but you could
that we all have to be aware of.
You could even nuance it and say everything the person in your life who struggles with depression wishes you knew or wants you to know.
Oh, that's right. Wishes you knew. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll look back on this after.
Yeah, and we're recording this, don't worry. But I think that's it, because and you can say that the person struggling with depression, not the depressed person. I could see that absolutely.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, because you don't want to say, for example, when I struggled with self-injury, you don't want to say I am a cutter. Because, but that's what you say. You want to say I am a person who struggles with self-injury.
That's right. Yeah. There's a whole different way of looking at it, which completely changes the mindset. And we're talking, if that mindset is there, week after week, year after year, and we're continually talking this way, this is why the stigma just doesn't end, because we all talk that way until we know, and we think it's okay, we think it's right. And there's also this thing of push them away. It's out there so much, like it's their choice. You don't be around that negativity. Don't have them around you. But they are struggling and suffering, and they don't want to be there and in that position. And we wouldn't push them away if they had cancer or if they broke their arms or legs. Why do we push them away when they're struggling with their mental health?
Interesting. So, yes. Yeah. I think you're really tapping into something. Michelle says this is similar to a person struggling with a substance use disorder. We don't say junkie or addict. No, I'm with you. I think the whole group here helped you tonight. Even though you're in Australia, you are an unhackable coach, and I think there's going to be people who want to join your book club for December.
That would be awesome. The more, the merrier in there.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be cool because you have all these different flavors of the book clubs. I know all. I haven't told the coaches this. I'm going to tell them tomorrow night, but I'm purposely not doing a December book club personally. Instead, I'm going to be sending people to you all. And Michelle has a great niche. You have a great niche. Certain geographies are going to reach out to people. So where can people register for your free Unhackable Book Club?
Well, it's actually I've advertised it on my my home Facebook page.
I'm gonna go grab it right now.
Yeah, and it's Facebook groups, but I'm not sure how they do it. Facebook.com/groups, and it's Unhackable Hope Book Club, because the way I've gone with it is hope, so it's Unhackable Hope.
I see it. I'm gonna grab it right now. You already have 5 members.
I know. I just put it on there last night, and they came on overnight, and I was so thrilled with that because it's a great message, and I'm so thrilled to share it with people because it changes lives in every field, not just the I've got a another course that I'm doing for a mindset challenge, which is Unhackable, that's starting in January. Totally different subject, and it just works for everything.
I love it.
There we are.
There it is. And
so it's that Unhackable Hope Book Club. That's it.
So good. I love this. Well, people can join it. People can go with it. Right now, right now on Amazon, let me show you folks. This is unbelievable. But we purposely did this. So hang on one second. Right now on Kindle, it's $1.99. I'm actually going to personally visit your Unhackable group because you're in Australia and I just wanted to. So, but yeah, people can grab it right now as well. So Karen, this was such a great chat today. Anything that you want to say as we wrap up today?
Not really. Just anyone who is has someone struggling with depression or anxiety, look out for the book. And I would love to have anyone in the book club through the month of December. And we can just build on things from there. It's a message, an important message to get out, and I'm thrilled that you've given me this platform to do this. I really appreciate you, Carrie, and the whole tribe. I love Igniting Souls tribe.
Awesome. Well, people have a lot of different opportunities. They can become a coach here at this link. They can jump into Karen's book group. Of course, your book is Stop the Downward Spiral. We now have an amazing subtitle. Matt has been honored, and the tribe loves you. And thanks for being the most engaged member of the quarter.
That wasn't hard. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you so much.
All right, blessings to you, and we'll see if we can get to Australia.
Awesome.
Take care. See you tomorrow night.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.